It is with profound sadness we announce the passing of our beloved son, father, partner, brother, uncle, cousin, and friend, Joel Lynch Nelson, affectionately known as Joe, originally from Roselle Castries, raised in Soufriere but resided at Montfortune Castries. He departed this life tragically on the 24th of April 2023. He was 40 years old. He was a bus driver on Route 5A Carolee and a taxi driver. He was predeceased by his father, Cuthbert Joseph, his brother, Ricky Edward, his grandparents, Veronique Nelson, Paul Nelson, left to mourn his 2 children, his beautiful princess, whom he adored, Ariel Nelson of Soufriere, student of the Soufriere Infant School, his son, Kelam Edward of Soufriere, student of the Soufriere Primary School, one goddaughter, Carissa Miracle Monrose of Cicero, student of the Castries Comprehensive Secondary School, his longtime partner, fiancé, and mother of his princess, Ellery Gaston of Soufriere, community health nurse, attached to Fossé Jacques Wellness Center, his loving mother, Luciana Gilbert, also known as Lucy, of Wingsville Soufriere, his stepfather, Raymond Gilbert, also known as Dudu of Wingsville Soufriere, 2 sisters, Sobara Nelson of Wingsville Soufriere, owner of Soufriere Soapworks, Claire Stephen of Balata, employed with JQ Rodney B. Mall, one brother, Simeon Gilbert, and his wife Amber Gilbert, residing in the U.S., 3 uncles, Omar St. Rose, also known as St. George or Shar, of Roselle, Alexis Nelson, also known as Nilo, or Countryman of Carolee Gardens, bus driver, Route 5A Carolee, Stephen Nelson of Carolee Gardens, 8 aunts, Jacinta Charles and family, Martha Davis and family, all residing in the U.S., Linda and family of Leclerc, Mary Nelson, Pamela Nelson and family, all residing in the U.S., Casilda Nelson, also known as Casso, and family, residing in the U.S., Sharon Hines and family of Roselle, Julietta Jonge, also known as Rika, and family of Canaries, 4 nephews, Richie Edward of Lavery, Neil Edward, Alexander of Lavery, Jamal Stephen and Jad Stephen, both of Castries, 2 nieces, Shaunai Nelson, also known as Shaun of Wingsville Soufriere, employed with A1 Transfer and Tours SLU, Chelsea Jules of Balata, student of the Balata Primary School, mother-in-law, Gregoriana Alexander and family of Soufriere, father-in-law, Eric Albert and family of Soufriere, 1 grand aunt, Annetta Sincere, also known as Tatar and family of Soufriere, 1 grand uncle, Joseph Sincere, also known as Joe and family of Castries, 1 auntie-in-law, Nicola Nelson, also known as Nikki of Carolee Gardens, 29 cousins, including Cheryl Charles and family in the U.S., Tassa Jean and family of Castries, Trisha Ferguson of Carolee Gardens, a registered nurse, Ishmael Nelson of Carolee Gardens, Kevin Nelson of Carolee Gardens, Roxanne Mondesi and family of Carolee Gardens, Azaria Nelson, student of the Ave Maria Girls Primary School, Kellyanne Nelson Peter and family of Castries, Desmond Nelson in Canada, Anita Nelson of Canada, Tonio Hines of Roseville, Sherry-Ann Hines of the U.S., Rachel Hines of Roseville, Clive Peter Jr. of the U.S., Sunil Nelson of Castries, Samita Nelson and family of Castries, Lucia St. Rose of Roseville, Castries, Shane Joseph of Florida, Cameron Charles of Florida, Tracy Charles of Babonneau, Waveney Davis of Wales, London, Colin Alexander and family of the U.S., Irene Minette, Tabula and Hilary Jonge and family of Canaries and abroad. Childhood friends, Adley Prosper and family, Ashwell Paul and family, all of Soufriere. Close friends, Gary St. Bryce and Yvette Pascal of Soufriere, Kerwin Samuel and family of Opicon, Andrew and Elisa Benoit and family of Opicon, Stannis Casabon of Soufriere, Samantha Joseph, Alvin Smith of Montfortune, bus driver on the Grocery bus stand, Darrell Charles, also known as Brent of Castries, Samuel Thomas and family of Castries, Cheyenne of Carody Gardens, Mr. and Mrs. Crispin Dovay and Orin Dovay of Montfortune, Joe McAlcindor of Soufriere, Sheena St. Rose and family of Castries and Martinique, Ambrose Regis of Bouton, Kenwin Joseph and family of Bexar, Virgil David, also known as Nick, of Lattock, Castries, Isaiah Monrose of Castries, Elijah Alley, also known as Arthur, Levi Weeks in the U.S., Jalim James and family in the U.S., Mikey Prevost of Castries, Bradley Segis, Rock Jean, president of the Carody Bus Association, Maxwell and Imo of V4, Lupe Smith, Venus, Velen, and Wendell. Cherished family friends, Grace and Durand Brouet of Soufriere, Douglas Nicholas of Montfortune, Marcia John of Bexar, Bernadette John employed with Massey Rodney Heights, Martha and Lisa Joseph of Soufriere, Damaris Henry Landon and family of the U.S., David Albert residing in the U.S., Eric Alexander of Soufriere, nurse at the Soufriere Hospital, Savannah Gustave of Soufriere, Martha and Sharon Purpey of Soufriere, Hazel Alexander and Della Stephen of Soufriere, Gregory and Hartman Alexander of Soufriere, Patricia Gustave of Soufriere, Rima Fontenelle, registered nurse at Victoria Hospital, Christiana Estofil, community health nurse attached to the Lacroix Wellness Center. Left to mourn many other relatives and friends, including the Nelson families of Soufriere, Castries, Canada, and the U.S., the St. Rose families of Castries, Choiseul, the U.S. and Canada, the Fletcher family of Soufriere, the Alexander family of Soufriere, Fatal family of Soufriere and Castries, the Williams family of Dover, New Jersey, the Jonge and Joseph families of Canaries, the Louis family of Castries, customers of Caroli, Soufriere and V4, entire bus association of Caroli Route 5A, the staff of Massey, Rodney Bay and Rodney Heights. Also left to mourn many other relatives and friends, both here and abroad, too numerous to mention. The funeral arrangements for the late Joel Lynch Nelson, affectionately known as Joe, will be held on Thursday, 1st June 2023, at the Leclerc Field in Castries at 3 p.m., and then the body will be laid to rest at the Shock Cemetery. Those attending the funeral service can wear a touch of white, blue, or green. The body now lies at Lazarus Funeral Home, Brouet, Castries.